Hello, this is SP Dhingra from RS Files Private Limited, Vadodara, which is the district of Gujarat state in India. This is around 400 kilometers from Mumbai, a commercial capital of India. I have the opportunity of talking to you on the subject of ever-changing concerns of safety in aluminium as primary packaging material for pharmaceutical applications. As we know, aluminium foil is a very essential part of our daily life as it is being extensively used for packaging of our basic essentials and needs like medicine packaging, food packaging, dairy products, confectionery packaging, sweets packaging, chocolate packaging, cosmetic packaging, surgical devices packaging, cigarette and other tobacco products packaging, beverage packaging, and a lot of other products. So this is a common product for everybody of us, and we need to be concerned about it. Most of us know that aluminium is the most hygienic media of packaging the products of our daily and critical needs. We know only aluminium. Aluminium is very safe. But do we know that aluminium foils are required to be coated with some sealing lacquers or are required to be laminated with the plastic films of various types before these can actually be made workable to pack the products? We really do not know. Most of us know that aluminium is the most hygienic media of packaging the products of our daily and critical needs. We also may not be knowing that aluminium foils are required to be varnished to make it printable for required labeling of the products, product details, and also are required to be protected with some lacquers for making it corrosion free so that it is safe for contact with general food applications. I'll just give you two illustrations here. Aluminium foil is laminated with LDPE to make it sealable for the strip packaging of tablets and capsules. So here it is, the LDPE, which is laminated with aluminium foils. Aluminium foils are coated with heat sealed PVC resin for making it sealable with rigid PVC for blister packing of tablets and capsules. So here it is heat sealed PVC resin with aluminium, which makes it workable. You see the illustration on the right side, like we see the primer on the top of the foil, which makes the printed inks heat resistant. Then we have ink which is printed on that. Then in the middle it is aluminium foil, and at the bottom it is either heat seal lacquer or LDP film. This is the side, this is the layer which comes into contact with medicines. Then you can just see whatever I have explained to you, that it's not only aluminium which is actually being in contact with the food or medicine. It's the heat seal lacquer or LDPE film. Going further, world over, there have been concerns from time to time about the safety of the packed products, and various stringent regulations and laws have come into force to restrict the usage of unsafe lacquers and plastics. Many regulations have made it various testing procedures compulsory before the packing material is released for usage for the end products. For example, European Community, the most comprehensive legislation of a specific category of food, medicine contact material is the plastic regulation, which is very stringent. And it is named as EC 1935/2004 and EU 10/2011. Those people who are exporting it, those people who are supplying to the prime organizations of any country have to follow this. If you are exporting to Europe, you need to comply with this regulation. This comprehensive legislation has a positive list of monomers and other substrates, additives, polymers, and production aids. Plastic regulation establishes the overall migration limit of 10 milligram per decimeter square for all plastic substances in contact with food. You cannot go beyond this. And it's not just simple to maintain 10 milligram per decimeter square. There's a very stringent kind of limit. Under the positive list system, all substances need to be exclusively clear based on toxicological evaluation. So it's not only aluminum, it's the substrates which are helping to make a packet, to make a pouch, or to make a strip, which is to be controlled. Now, this one part is European regulations. Now, if you go to the other part of the world, just see, for the common markets of South America, there is a largest trading bloc which is called Mercosur. The members in this group are South America, Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, etc. This group issues GMC resolutions that must be adopted by the member countries to become law. Its resolutions on positive list of monomers, other starting substances, and polymers authorized for the manufacture of plastic packaging that come into contact with food, and positive list of additives for plastic materials intended for manufacture of packages in contact with foods are based on clearances in the EU plastic regulation. Like, more or less, this group adopts the EU plastic regulations, and that's how they are controlling it. Going further, let's go to Gulf Cooperation Council. It's a standardization organization which develops standards, technical regulations for GCC members like Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and UAE, Yemen. All these countries are covered into this. I mean, they follow the standardization made by GCC, Gulf Cooperation Council. GSO 1863/2013, which the law which they made, establishes a list of authorized monomers, other starting substances, macromolecules obtained from microbial fermentation, additives, polymer production aids that may be used in the manufacture of plastic packages. So it is the list of the authorized monomers which any manufacturing company has to use. They cannot go beyond this. Going further, let's go to China safety. There's a very stringent China food safety law which requires approval of all food-related products, including food packaging materials. One of the China standards, hygienic standards for usage of additives in food containers and packaging materials, includes a positive list of additives permitted for use in food packaging materials, and it covers polymers, coatings, and additives and adhesives. Next is Japan. Japan is following a positive list system for regulating food contact materials which has come into rule from April 2020, just a few months back. A positive list of 32 resins they have made, which has been developed by Japanese Hygienic PVC Association and Japan Hygiene Olefin and Styrene Plastic Association. So they have also listed the list of resins which are to be adopted. You cannot go beyond that. Now, all these countries, Japan, China, Gulf countries, South American countries, EU, they have got their own laws. But if you come back to US FDA, it's very, very stringent. And most of the companies in the world follow US FDA. US FDA is considered that if you are following the limits set by this association, this law, that means it's cleared for the use for every kind of packaging material. Now coming to the very latest, there are various environmental and public interest groups which are very, very active in raising issues of safety concerns world over. Hence, the companies manufacturing the packaging materials shall need to keep abreast of the latest science, and they can no longer ignore the statutory and regulatory requirements designed to ensure safety of the packaging material, particularly used for packaging of medicines, medical devices, and all the food products. The latest safety concern of the packaging material, which all of you must have heard and must be working on that, it relates to the creation of nitrosamines in pharmaceutical products. The US Food and Drug Administration, the European Community, and Health Canada have published requirements and their limits related to the nitrosamine contaminations. Nitrosamines are a class of compounds with a chemical structure of nitroso group bonded to be an amine. Nitrosamine compounds are potent genotoxic substances, and these are classified as probable or possible human carcinogens. That means it causes cancer. Some pharmaceutical companies have raised the concerns for nitrocellulose-based printing inks being used for printing on the aluminum foils. Although this ink does not come into direct contact with the medicines which are getting packed, but still they are not taking any chance with it. Although the impact of NC-based ink printed file is yet to be established for generation of nitrosamine, but many responsible aluminum foil manufacturing companies have developed NC-free inks and have excluded the possibilities of even packaging material being a source of nitrosamine issue. So we need to take the social responsibility of ensuring that packaging materials used for packing of medicines and all the food products are more safe for its contact with contents. Because if your products are not safe today, if your packaging material is not safe today, nobody is going to be a customer in future. This has become a very, very, very essential feature of the packaging products which has to be followed. A few aggressive steps like the following, which are described below, can help in making the aluminum foil further safe for its contact with medicines, like UHSL coating in place of PVC heat seal lacquer coating, right? Now, world over, it is PVC heat seal lacquer coating, but the latest development is UHSL, which can help us in sealing the products at lower temperatures and with improved speeds in pharmaceutical companies. This helps to limit the impact of heat on the products getting packed. Many of the medicines are cannot take the heat of even 140, 160 degrees centigrades. Those are being packed in strip foil, but they still can be packed in the blister foil because many good companies have developed this universal heat seal lacquer coatings where you can seal with the PVC at a temperature between 150 to 160 degrees centigrade. Then the UHSL is FDA approved. It is very safe for the medicines. Then usage of pigment-based inks instead of dye-based inks to minimize the presence of heavy metals in the printed foils. So world over, even European community, US FDA, they have specified the limits of heavy metals, but many a time, although it's not possible that you keep a regular check, daily check, but there are fallacies, there are chances that we may fall a prey to the heavy metals without knowing the impact of it. So it's better to use pigment-based inks so that you are free from this tension. Then oxygen transmission rate and water vapor transmission rate, which makes the foils absolutely contamination free. That means this OTR and WVTR should be zero so that your products are safe. There is no chance of moisture or light trapping in. Then continuous monitoring of overall migration rate of the lacquers, of the polymers, which are helping the pharmaceutical companies to make strip foils, are required to be maintained, required to be monitored. So once these are monitored, so you become safe that your packing material for packing of medicines is safest. I would invite questions on this, but the company where I'm working with, RS Foils, it is very aggressively implementing the required actions. From every time any concern is raised in any corner of the world, this company is very receptive to understand and to follow, to develop at a speed so that it is accountable to the mankind. It thinks that the pharmaceutical companies may not ask. It may not ask for some time, but it should be ready with the safest kind of packaging, the safest kind of every contact media with the foils. So this is what the responsibility this company takes. And I would request that if any questions or if any suggestions with respect to this, it is there, it can be written to us on RS file, www.rsfoils.com. That's it. Thank you so much for giving me time. Thank you.
Thank you for the lecture.